Hello guys. Hello, how are you? Hello, my name is Hamza Rafiq. Welcome back on my channel. Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can implement clean architecture with Android mvvm. So this is the architecture we are going to learn. I have implemented already. I'm going to show you how I did it. And if you have any suggestion or you have any question, let me know in the comment box. Okay, the first will be fragment or activity, and then the fragment will be asked to the view model, give me a data, and the view model will be asked to a repository, and the repository will decide if he wants to fetch a data from the remote data source or he have a data from local cache, he can return it. So what I do usually do, I download the data from remote data using remote data source and put and then give back to repository. Repository put into the view model and review. Sorry, room database, and a room database have a live data attached, and it's give back to the view model. So this is called a single source of truth. So this is a so in this video we can to learn how you can build this type of application. It's basically fetch the post from the GitHub repository and show it. So let me show you that's it only it have. So if I run this app from here, and you will see it still have a data persistent with a room library. So it's but if you pull down the refresh, it will show you error. So if you click on error now, if you click on Wi-Fi and reconnect your Wi-Fi, now it's back. So let me show you how I did it. So first of all, let's see what we have in our fragment. This is a list fragment. So this is trending repository. Basically, these are fetched from the GitHub. It's show the trending sort by starts and by languages. Give you a repository. So this is a trending repository v model, and I use Kotlin extension to bypass the directly bypass layout to this constructor. And then I use binding v binding. This is very easy to use it. You have to import this library is by, not sure how to pronounce it, but you can import it from GitHub. So it's a delegator basically. And now let's move on. So it's have on view create methods on initialize observer. Let's see how observer is look like. So this is our observer. Let's and it observer, once you attach observer, it gives you three possible outputs: on success, on error, and then resource loading on loading. So let me show you what we have in our view model, and then we will move to the repository, and then we will move to that data source. So this, let's go to by pressing Ctrl B. So this is our live data. Do not expose a directly mutable live data because you do not want to modify from your fragment. So this you should only expose which you really need it. So expose the live data only, and use a resources for error handling, better error handling. So if I click on resources, this is how resources file look like. First one will be success. In case of you want to have a data in your error also. So suppose you have a network error and you return the data from remote, still want to show to user interface here. Like there is a error and you still want to show this data, and you can show this user there is a this data is cached from 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago. So what you can do is you can attach more data from here, where you data, and it will be a generic type. So this is how you can pass data, more data, but I'm not going to do it in this app. Okay, let's back to our view model. Okay, this is how you can expose the data, and let's get how you can call your repository. So you have to you can use your anything, but I prefer use your Draggle Hilt. It will be better. You can later on remove or add very easily dependencies, and you can make very easy for testing also. And we have a repository here, and I'm going to launch a a new coroutine and on the dispatcher IO, and then it will be request delay for 500 milliseconds. So if you fetch from local database, if the call is very fast, user will not notice it. It's not a good idea. So I just put a 500 millisecond delay so for loading screen. Click on the get trending. So this is a function which is responsible to get from data. This is a basically repository. So we are here now. We are here and the repository. Now repository is responsible to get data from remote data source and local data source, and then he is responsible to aggregate data back to the send back to the V model, decided which data you want to send. Okay, now if you see that if the we have attribute from force update, if there is any force update, we will see initiate data from server. But if no, then we will we have a simply from local cache. So, but first of all, we try to fetch our data from local data source. If it's all null, then we also needed to fetch from our remote data source. So let's see how our get trending course look like. Okay, now we are here room database. We are in the room database trying to fetch our data source. Where's our data source? This is one is a remote data source, sorry, local data source. Now you can use your dependency injection to inject your database. So let me show you how the database provider look like. Database provider here. This is how the provider look like. It's very simple, not very big thing. You can read it. And okay, let's back to our data source. Okay, now you can get the DAO get all post. You can attach a flow here. I did not attach the flow because in this video, sorry, in this app I particularly do not need. But if you need to continuously upgrading your data from a remote data source and putting to the room database after 5 minutes or after 30 minutes or after 5 minutes, so you can use the live data. It's automatically live data or flow. It automatically sent back to view model. So, but that make a little complication. So that's why I did not do it here to make it very simple. So I fetch data from a remote data source. Let me show you how the database will look like. It's basically I use a JSON. I had yeah, data training post. This is basically just one attribute with the JSON data from remote data. So you can put your models also. You can do it, but I didn't do it to make it very simple. So let me show you how our model look like. The model which you used to fetch from data. So if I go here, training post, this is how the JSON data with only one key. So once you fetch it, convert into your respective model using a JSON and then map to them your user model. Do not directly send your response model because it's much difficult to modify it. When I was writing this code, I have to keep in mind I have to write this code so it can be scalable at any time. So I create a separate model for a user interface. You can see a UI have a different model and the local have a different model and network response have a different model. These two model